Good morning, people. It's November 2019, and I'm at another stage with opening up my fireplace to accept a multi-fuel stove that I'll also adapt to heat a tank of water. I've now completed the hearth. I've used these varying thickness terracotta tiles. They vary from 30mm to 40mm. They lay on a bed of lime mortar because the lime mortar is more gentle to a soft tile. I've done the actual joint work though in a weak sand and cement. 6 building sand to 1 cement, which has gone in there dry. A bit of a tip for you. I use this pressure water bottle. I got the nose of it deep down into the joint, and I sprayed all the joints so as not to get any water on the tiles, because sand and cement would be a job to get off. I've put the sand and cement mixture in there dry in every joint. The water will come up from the base and saturate or dampen the sand and cement enough for it to go off and cure. Another tip, I've used a tablespoon to do the jointing with. The radius of it isn't too deep, i.e. I didn't want a deep curve on the jointing because it would hold back too much debris from the wood burner, the multi-fuel burner. As in this sketch, you will see that the curve on the jointing isn't too deep, so a tablespoon is ideal to pull the joint. Then I should seal them all with a mixture of white spirit and boiled linseed oil to seal the tiles. Once that's done, I shall put on some stages of wax and polish the wax. Yes, here's another tip. A nice finger jointer is good for pointing up because you can press the your sand and cement or grouting deep between the tiles. What I'm doing now, I'm using a backerboard at the back, which goes, I cleaned off all the brickwork with a wire brush. This is backerboard. I'm using 6mm, you can get it in 12mm. The reason I'm using 6mm is because I need as much space at the back as possible. I don't want to come too far forward. I've fixed it, or will be fixing it, with all these stainless steel screws. And then what I've done, or will do, is I should take that off. I shall use a notch trowel on the back of this board and put a tile adhesive on the back of it, and then fix it back to the wall with the screws. The screws will get it level for me and pull it into the wall. Basically, the tile adhesive on the back of it isn't so much of a fixing, it's to take up any depressions in the back, so I've got a solid base with no air gaps. Air will expand with heat, and I didn't want this pushing off and dropping any tiles. That's the reason for that. So basically the tile adhesive is just to take up any voids and gaps behind the back of it. The screws are a mechanical fixing and they will do all the work. I've drilled a hole in the brickwork at the bottom down there. I've just got to take this board off and cut a small 22mm hole in there, because I've got a pipe that goes through there, which basically a 22mm pipe will come up and we'll have on the top of it what you call a tundish. Tundish is like a copper funnel. Basically, that's for use with this system that I'm doing, a gravity-fed 28mm copper pipe system. The tundish there is there, which sits underneath a pressure release valve on the pipe work. If the water gets too hot, too much pressure in the system, the pressure release valve will eject the water, which goes into the funnel of the tundish, emits outside, and goes to a drain off. It's a safety valve basically for pressure in the system or heat in the system. Yeah, so let's crack on. Blah, blah, blah. 2 lintels there, concrete lintels. They carry reinforcing bar which goes through, which holds up the gather of brickwork up inside the flue. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, we'll come to that on the next stage of the video, once I've done all this backerboard which goes on the cheeks as well, and then it's tiled with terracotta glazed tiles. Anyway, I best crack on. Hope you're all having a decent day. Soon be Christmas. Put up our stockings, etc., etc. Bye.